Oh, well, everybody know who I want next. I want Terrence Crawford next.
You're gonna make that happen?
Huh?
You're gonna make that happen?
Oh, definitely. That's the fight that I want. That's the fight everybody else want. Like I said, I'm gonna get these straps that I'm gonna go over there and take his shit too.
All right. Errol, congratulations. Terrific fight this evening.
Thank you, man. Now, strap season, I know what time it is, baby. Terrence, I'm coming for that motherfucking belt.
All right.
I'm not catching fades anymore. Gotta keep my hands clean when they come for the board. Keep it smooth like a dawn, making moves in the dark. Cause I learned how to swim in the pool full of sharks. Now they coaches, cause they can't read all his motions. How the kid never switch codes, but he code switch focus. Staring down your team with a frozen, ice cold look that could end the summer solstice. Cause I'm more like the top dog. Keep on running game and the gang will accost y'all. I be calling plays from a plane while I'm off court. But we ain't the same, you a lame, I'm a mob star. Actually, I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athletes. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pull strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode, I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, Godfather, I'm the kingpin. They know I'm a dog and a beast, man. Yeah, I keep the peace with a peace, man. I ain't got no time for a piece, man. Why would I respond to a pawn? I'm the... Hold up.
If I let my dogs off the leash, then you might want to get out of Dodge by the evening. Honestly, think it's not the blood and the beef. If they don't leave anything behind at the evening.
I can see you soft, ever thought about retreating. If you never have, then they'll give you a reason. Better watch your tone, lose your bass when you speaking. Underneath the mask is the wrath of a beast. When you learn how to smile in their face, then go cutthroat. Then they want to call you a con when the blood cold. I remember starving while y'all had a truckload. Now I'm with the mob with the call and the gusto. I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athletes. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pull strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode, I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, Godfather, I'm the kingpin.
It's your boy Pool kind of back in the building. Y'all know how we do. But sad stuff going on out here, man. Sad stuff. I really didn't feel like doing a live stream, but man, I just felt like, what is going on? What is going on? This shit is starting to look like shit back in 1920 or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like all of a sudden we got this election that's going on, and we're damned if we do and damned if we don't on both sides. Nobody likes the candidates because all these agendas that's being pushed and being maneuvered and positioning the common man up out of work. We can't afford to buy homes. You know what I'm saying? We can't afford to take care of our families. They cost of living is getting way out of hand. I mean, these houses are going for $300,000 and up. That used to be a high-end house, when I was growing up. That was a high-end house. Now that's a damn basic ass house, $300,000. And if you think this isn't done by design, then you're crazy. You're crazy. If you don't think this is done by design, the way things are shaping up in society today, then you're crazy. And we're not paying attention, people. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look at this qualified immunity. Ever since this has been passed, we've been seeing more police shootings of black people. Mostly, what I'm saying, black men to start out with, and then now it's the black women. And this story touched my heart, man. I was just like, oh my God, bro. They drawing down on black women that's no threat to them. So it's like a few years back, it was a police officer, and I forgot. I should have looked up the case, but I'm pretty sure everybody probably remember. He got a guy. They called him on radio. One of the police officers, and he was part of a racist group, and they had an online thing where they were all talking about what was going to happen in the future. And I guess my guess is he didn't say qualified immunity, but you can tell by the way he was talking, you know, he was talking about qualified immunity because he was talking about he couldn't wait till, they start deleting us all one by one, right? And he didn't use, I'm just paraphrasing. And I didn't know what he was talking about because nobody really was talking about qualified immunity back then, because nobody knew the terminology. But this is what he was talking about, you know what I'm saying? Because mm, all these shootings are allowing many of the police officers to walk, what I'm saying, under certain laws. It's a law case that prioritize police safety, what I'm saying, over everything, over our civil liberties, right? Under the Fourth Amendment, right? So it surpasses all of that, right? So I forgot what case. I'll bring the case to you because it's a case called Terry versus something. And under that case, what I'm saying, they prioritize that, and it's subjective too. Whatever a cop thinks that's threatening his life, what I'm saying, he can violate your civil rights, right? Just like he did Sharon Massey here, right? And this was just a small lady, what I'm saying? They said, that she was quiet, very demure lady. She wasn't one of these, hyenas out here that's causing trouble. And the crazy thing about the whole thing is she called the police to check on a prowler, right, around the house, only to end up a victim of the sheriff department, right? So we already knew that the police, have a certain bias, right? You know what I'm saying? Because, of the history with black people, them being slave, starting out to be slave catchers and this sort of thing. But now it's just so blatant today. It's almost like we've went back 100 years or so, what I'm saying, to get the same treatment that we've come so far against, right? I mean, we're supposed to be making progress, right? But the police remain the same, and it looked like they always keep the bottom worst police officers on community service. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy, Sharon, I think his name is Sean Grayson, and he had DUIs, he had all kind of violations. He was switched from different departments. I think they said like 6 different departments he was switched from. Why is this guy still a police officer, right? Why is he? Because they protect their own, right? And a lot of people say this is not a racial thing. A lot of people say that it's a blue thing, right? That the police back other police officers. Well, if the police officers are doing racist things, then it's a racist organization, right? Because the poor minorities are the ones who have to deal with all of these atrocities against them, right? Because you don't see this happening in mass to white people, right? You see this always happening to minorities or black people, right? That's who you see this happening to. Now it does happen to some white people, but more often than not, you know, it's happening to us, right? And this lady, she had kids, what I'm saying, she had a future, and she's just trying to live her life, not really bothering nobody. She's not a criminal. She's not breaking into somebody's car. She ain't toting a gun or out there trying to rob somebody, you know what I'm saying? She's just trying to get through life. you know. And so she called the police, you know, what I'm saying, who's supposed to serve and protect. That's a joke at this point in time, you know. I mean, there's no way in the world she could have predicted that she was going to be dead, you know what I'm saying, that night, that she was going to be deleted by the sheriff that she called for protection. You know what I'm saying? You know how ironic that shit is? And for him to get pissed off just because she understood what his spirit was all about, right? She says you could tell when somebody's like provoking you, right? Like they do black men, they provoke you. They come up there and start talking shit to you, right? And start provoking you, right? They start saying little sly shit, right? To provoke you, you know, try to mess with your manhood and challenge you. But they already know they're trying to provoke you into making a wrong move so they can, you know what I'm saying, bust you up and put charges on you for resisting arrest while they get a free a free shot at you, you know what I'm saying, have all of them beat your ass and stuff and then throw you in jail with those charges, right? Isn't that crazy how this system is set up? And I could tell you firsthand, I could tell you by firsthand experience by getting jumped by police officers. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I tell you, I mean, when I was young in the military, and I just went to the strip club, and this officer was off duty, and he was showing out in front of the strippers. You know, and I paid my way, but he tried to make me pay again, right? And I ain't had no more money because I had paid my little buddies in way in. I went back to get my cigar, and he threw my ass out. He tried to grab me and throw me off the top of the it was like a ledge. It was a stair. It was one of these old strip clubs, and I bucked on him. I bucked on him because I was like, he was trying to throw me on my head, and I'm like, nigga, I paid. I got my stamp and everything. And he tried to show off. And see, they act like there's no bad cops out here. That you know, you just supposed to get your ass kicked and then you go to court. That's what they act like. They say you're supposed to take an ass beating. You're supposed to get beat within, you know, an inch of your life, and then you're supposed to go to court and deal with it in court. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to eat that ass whipping, right? And then you sue them civilly, you know what I'm saying, if you're alive, right? But when you're dead, bro, there's no repercussions for that. You know what I'm saying? There's no get back for that. Your family have to go to court for that. They have to grieve and file papers, you know, civil work papers, you know what I'm saying, to get some kind of justice. And you know, the police investigating themselves is a joke. It's a joke. What's going on, GD? These are facts. The dude said he was going to shoot her in the face before he did it. And he did say that, you know, and all that lady said was, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, which is powerful because she sensed his demonic spirit. She sensed how evil this dude was because there's no way they should have been grilling this lady about a call that she did. And they was like really harassing her, you know, said making her try to find papers and all this stuff. And the lady, you know, she wasn't quite 100, you know what I'm saying, like mentally, you know what I'm saying. And you know, she's already scared, you know what I'm saying, that some prowler might be outside her home. So here come these big motherfuckers, these big burly ass motherfuckers with guns on their side, ammunition, taser, you know what I'm saying, who's supposed to be there to protect her, and they're there to do her in, right? So they just sitting there having a conversation, and somehow he escalate the shit to pull his weapon. He escalates the situation in order to pull this in. And they do this all the time. So they're professional gaslighters. They're professional gaslighters. You know, people are, you know, I'm not talking about all cops. I'm talking about these shitty cops that are evil as hell, that go to work to violate common citizens because they're cowards, because real criminals out there don't give a damn about no police officers. But the person who gets up in the morning, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever it is, and go to work and don't even own a weapon, those are the people that they want to shoot down. Those are the people that's got to pay the price for getting pulled over for a stupid ass tail light out, or pulled over for some pretentious reason that they could just get a simple ticket but they got to escalate the situation till it's a life or death situation, right? Because they can't see your hands and they don't feel safe. Man, that's just an excuse, bro. That's just an excuse to delete some black people. And if you think about it, that would be if you would, let's say you was part of a system that needed to needed to cut down the population of black people. Wouldn't you make a law that would excuse, what I'm saying, the killing of the deletion, I should say? Wouldn't you make a law, what I'm saying, to be able to get rid of them legally, just like they did those people? I can't say their name because then they put them in gas chambers, and they put them in they put them in ghettos, they put them in trains and got rid of them, right? If you don't look around right now, what's happening into America right now, the same thing can happen. Same thing can happen to you and me. You know what I'm saying? And people think this country, it can never happen. You see how angry, you see how they rushed the Capitol, what I'm saying, in January, what I'm saying, and because they were upset, what I'm saying. Then you got one half of the party pushing that shit, stroking the anger of and radicalizing. Got news media, you got right wing news media radicalizing people. You know what I'm saying, with propaganda. You know what I'm saying that the left is this and the left is that. And I'm not a Democrat. You know what I'm saying. I'm just saying the way they demonizing, what they have and don't have, what they have and don't have, right? So people are radicalized, you know what I'm saying, right now. The news is putting a lot of anger in people's hearts so they can be desensitized to what they got to do with this qualified immunity, right? So while everybody's upset about this and that, this is like when Hitler had the SS, when he created the SS and he created all this turmoil, so people be paying attention to that. The SS was going around gathering up those people. They were doing their agenda behind the scenes. And I think that's what this is. I think that's what qualified immunity is, right? I think behind the scenes, they are implementing, what I'm saying, their real strategy, which is to go one by one, just pull people over and then make a pretext and then just delete some people. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Because it's happening way too much. George Floyd, the guy was so goddamn confident that he just was smiling in the camera while he was choking this guy, right? It's like he just knew he was good, right? And just because it was on camera, that's the only reason why this guy got, saying he got the time that he did. But if it was no camera, there's no way to really prove it. And those good officers, they're not gonna snitch on other officers, right? So I'm looking at the Sharon Massey situation like it's not the last time we're going to see this. It's not the last time we're going to see this. And what I'm saying, I'm not leader of the Black Panther Party or none of that. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of conservative black guys out there. Maybe you think that because she had a pot of boiling water that justified what she got. I don't know. But to me, boiling, you know what I'm saying? Even now, imagine if you shot somebody because they had a boiling pot of water. Do you think you're gonna get off? No, your ass is going to jail, bro. Your ass is going to jail, especially if you walk towards that person to get a better shot. You know, there's no way to excuse this. And then when the guy, the other officer, was trying to get the lady some help because they said she was on the floor, saying she was still moaning and all this. He was like, no, she's gone. So he's trying to be judge, jury, and executioner at the same time. And if this man can't get convicted of this crime, then we don't have any hope. At least in Illinois, we don't. You know what I'm saying? We have no hope, because they could just, walk up and make up anything, right? So it's pretty sad, man. He didn't even have his body camera on, so which tells me this might have been premeditated. You know, saying from a certain point on, might have been premeditated. He never had his body camera on. So I mean, what's going on? He don't get no kind of punishment for, you know what I'm saying, like recording this thing. The only reason we know or have footage of it is because his partner had his body cam on. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, KL?
What's
You
going
there?
on? What's up? Yeah, what's going on, Pool? Just
Yeah, I
listen.
just kind of wanted to talk about this today and get all the feelings out and see what people think. You know, it was man, this is one of the most sickening things I've ever seen. This in our lifetime. Now you used to seeing the old footages of, you know, back in 1920 when Negroes was, you know what I'm saying, when they were just all overtly racist and, you know, they did what they did to black people. But to see this in 2024, you know, it's like, wow. I mean, I was there during, you know, during the Rodney King times and different things that popped up. But
Mhm.
see, this was just so, I mean, it was just so bold. Like he was so comfortable doing this shit. And that shit angered me, man. It really angered me that he could be that comfortable. I mean, no nervousness, no nothing, just straight cold blooded, man. And like, you know, he just understood there was going to be no repercussions for this. You know, that tells me a lot about what's going on in the police departments across this country. What
Mhm. You said what?
I said, what do you think?
I mean, it's another situation where we have, black people or a black person, black woman in this particular situation being gunned down.
You got to speak up. You real low.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, another situation where we have the police or law enforcement misabusing their power on a black person. You know, as far as how I feel about it, I mean, you never want to hear that. Of course, I feel bad about it.
Hmm.
I feel, very confused because I'm like, man, this stuff always seems to turn up around, election time. Like, so we got this situation going on between, of course, the two people that's going to be elected, the left and the right. We know their arguments against each other. And it's like, man, for this to happen right now, is like, this is going to be used for political fuel instead of a situation where we can clean up law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? Clean up law enforcement. I have conversations about how the police should basically, humanize black people more. Stop gunning them down, treating us like us animals that they just do what they want to. That's just I'm noticing the trend every time there's some political or some things going down. It's like these things happen and then they push them into the forefront at the wrong times because something like this could spark, racial tensions on both sides. Another George Floyd situation, you know what I'm saying, and we know how that turned out. So it's very disjointing to hear and to even see what's going on right now. It's one of the last things we need as a collective.
Well, you know, Trump is running for qualified immunity, and Kalisha Harris haven't even mentioned this case.
Uh-huh.
Haven't even mentioned this case, and this is going to be a highly charged case. This thing is picking up steam.
Mm-hmm.
Um, for this to be an election year,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just surprised that Harris isn't saying anything. I mean, for her to ignore this is going to be crazy. And Trump, you know, of course, he don't care because he's like the Teflon Don. Nothing ever sticks to him.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are gonna. I mean, because if you really think about it, if you look at MAGA and the way they are, they might like enjoy this, right? This might be something that Trump can use to propel him over the top. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
here's the thing about that situation, right? Um, conservative, let me say this: normal conservative Republicans don't really like stuff like that. Now, extremists, all the way
Mhm.
to the right, MAGA,
Yeah.
UFC, bro culture, steroids. We're trying to make America great. Nazi Aryan talk. They love shit like this, right?
Hmm.
Unfortunately for Trump's fan base, that's half of his fan. That's half of their base, their Republican conservative basis. So yeah, he's most definitely gonna run with this. Now, as far as Camila, I mean, first of all, Camila doesn't really consider herself black. We've never really
Right.
had to talk about these issues like that. If she does, she's gonna be pandering. She's gonna be pandering. And don't worry, give it a couple weeks when her team tells her to slow down and say the right things so that some black people can vote for her. She'll be talking about this case and what's wrong, what's right. But I wouldn't expect too much from Camila when it comes to black people. She's made it very clear how she feels about us or doesn't feel about us.
Yeah, but
Past. But things can change, but I don't know if it's for the right reasons. But and as far as people not paying attention, I mean, Pooh, I'm gonna be honest. I think look, the last 3 years have been so crazy in terms of so many things that have happened. And I think a lot of people are disattached from the things that these things that are happening because so much has happened. And the word conspiracy theorists and just all of this it's kind of overloaded people's, mind or perspective on being able to come up with critical thought or really know what's real. I think that's a lot of why people is picking up steam, but it's not as fast as you would have thought it was a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? I just think people are kind of just tired on the topic of race, unfortunately, but we as melanated people, we don't ever get to be tired of it. But I think everybody's so paying attention to, what they want to do financially and what this is going to look like money-wise. That seems to be what more people seem to be more worried about. Where is this country going economically more than socially and racially? I always, the conversation with black people or melanated people such as ourselves is that as of now, when it comes to civil rights and things being fairness or equality to black people, that mission has failed and the baton seems to be passed to the immigrants and the women and everybody else of who deserves equality in this country. So that's why it's a very, very weird time for something like this to happen.
But what do you think about this whole situation? What do you think about the situation? Do you think he should? I mean, do you think he had a point? You know what I'm saying? The woman, you know what I'm saying? Because he seemed to went crazy. I think really what happened looked like he got pissed off when she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And if you're familiar with a lot of black women who's in the church, you know what I'm saying, and they have that sense of discernment, you know what I'm saying, when you're evil and let's say you're an abuser, you know what I'm saying, they'll rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And this guy, he was like, no, you're not. No, you're not. And then he shot her. Yeah, I'll shoot you in the effing face. So he's trying to intimidate her, you know what I'm saying, trying to like put that terror inside of her. And he slowly brings his gun up, you know what I'm saying? And the lady don't know what to do. She's like, she probably never ever in her life been in a situation like that. Right? You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be able to make police officers they're trained to make split second decisions, not people. Regular people don't make split second decisions. But either to put the pot down or, but he done already drew his gun. Why not just give her the command without drawing your weapon? Right? Because most people, if you put a gun in their face, they're going to freeze up, especially people who are not used to being in trouble, people who are not used to confrontation like that. And then you got somebody staring down the barrel of a weapon that can take your life. You don't know what to do. That lady, she said, I'm sorry. And that was the saddest thing I have ever seen in my life. She said, I'm sorry. And then when she ducked down, he started shooting. And so the first thing he told the sergeant or whatever when he came in, he's talking about she charged at me with a pot of boiling water, when clearly there's a whole desk, there's a whole desk right there, kitchen desk right there between him and her. And he went towards her to get a better shot, to get closer, to get a better shot.
I mean, and again, this.
I mean, what do you think about that, though? I mean, I want to talk about the actual incident. Like,
no, and that's what I was gonna say. I mean, this man, it's of course I feel terrible for the lady, right, that this happened to. It's just like what can be done to this cop particularly, and in general, so things like this are done to the minimum, are not done at all, right? Because it's like it's clear that first of all, when you have these type of police such as himself, he doesn't seem like a guy that really has dealt with too many black people, right? So because if he did and he was in that situation and the little lady would have said, I rebuke you or something like that, if it was a black cop or somebody more familiar with our culture and how we deal with things, they probably wouldn't have taken it to that level. But just him coming in there, it just seems like he's discombobulated and he's irritated and he just want blood. And when somebody's like that, it's like there's nothing even much you can do about that unless you have a gun to defend yourself. No matter what she did, he was going to take it to the max. That's what it seems like. He just seemed like something was off, almost as if he was trying to do it on purpose. So it's like, of course, I feel horrible for the girls that need the woman. It needs to be justice about it. A family needs to come off the conversation as much as possible. This cop, of course, should lose his job, and the precinct should be suspended. There should be a lot of revisions. There should be a lot of things. But it's like at this point in time, how do we as black people fix these type of situations? Because this isn't a coincidence that the person was murdered in cold blood.
Right.
So it's like when you ask me how I feel, I don't know how to feel about it. I mean, as a man, it's gonna make you scared, angry, it's gonna give you a roller coaster of emotions. And it's like, okay, how do we stop from seeing this same old horror film of a movie of black people getting shot down like animals? What can we say? What can we do? You know what I'm saying? Like it's very evident that America they have no love, no sympathy, no compassion for black melanated people in this country, despite the fact we have built everything possible, right? And stuff like this it's either going to get used for political cannon fodder or swept under the table, but it's tiring. It's very desensitizing because it's just like, well, you know what I mean? In that situation, it's just like if you get stopped by the cops or whatever, in the situation, you gotta be their bitch for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
see, they know this, and they use this to provoke the men. They come in and they rough you up. They know that nobody wants to get roughed up. Nobody wants to get shit talking to them. You know what I'm saying? While you roughing them up. And this provokes black people. They'll provoke black women. If there was a man in that house,
yeah,
he would.
That's another thing I asked. Where's her man? Where's her son?
Well, I'm not going to blame her, but what I'm going to say is, if she had a uncle, if she had some family with a male, they would have met them on the porch. They would have met them on the porch. They wouldn't have never came all up inside the house. She didn't say there was an intruder inside her house. She said she suspected that there was a prowler outside the house. So we using logic because men use logic. We might be afraid that somebody out there, but we're gonna meet the police out there. Say, hey man, I heard something over here, outside, right there, over there by the window. You don't need to come in trying to find weed in my house. You don't need to come in and try to find some kind of narcotics. Throw down some narcotics in my house and then try to take me to jail. No, you stay out here. You know what I'm saying? Because they will throw down evidence, throw down some kind of shake on you. Oh, what is this? You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden now you got to goddamn go to jail and deal with different things because there was no reason for her to bring them inside the house. And then they start asking them for all kind of stuff. And it's like, bro, what is going on? This is weird. Why are you asking this lady all these questions? And y'all should be looking for the prowler or going around the house and checking the perimeter. What happened to that? They come in and start asking her shit about different things. Where is the paperwork for this? Like, what are you talking about, bro? Just write up your little report that you checked on her. Everything is cool and get the hell on. That's what's supposed to happen. But no, because she seen what you were doing. You was antagonizing. You was antagonizing this lady. And you can tell that she wasn't emotionally 100%, 100 with it. Since she had issues. and he couldn't even recognize that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because he was such an evil asshole. You know what I'm saying? And he went in there with his agenda to catch a black body. You know what I'm saying? He knew he was going to escalate the shit. And that's what pissed me off. Is that they come in faking the funk, like they coming in there on some real justice, like they're going to really help somebody, when all of a sudden they sitting there swirling in their head, what can I do to provoke this lady? What can I do to antagonize this guy? What can I do to get his blood pressure up so I can bust him upside his head, so I could put 2 bullets in him? You know what I'm saying? And that's what they be doing, man. It's like these dudes some of these guys are pure evil. Pure evil. They shouldn't be police. Or then when you look at the records, they done been kicked off of 2 and 3 police departments, and they done the same thing. But yet somehow their record don't follow them, right? Or if it do, nobody's reading into it, and they get hired, and then they go ruin somebody's life. 2 or 3 people, they done ruined 4 or 5 Negroes' lives by the time their record catch up with them. You know, by the time they done took 2 or 3 people's lives at different departments.
Mhm.
So I don't think it's nothing that black people can do. I don't think it's nothing that black
Well,
people
I
can
don't
do.
know if do you remember that report that came out that I think it was I don't know who reported it, but the report, no, matter of fact, it was the FBI. The FBI had reported that KKK and other racial institutions had
They had got into the police department.
across the world, across the
Yeah.
United States. So
Yeah, I remember that report where they was talking about the Klan was joining the law enforcement.
So
And
you know, yeah, when you see situations like, I mean, look, man, when you see situations like that, they not by coincidence. Like it ain't just no regular people. Like this is pretty much kind of customary for what's going on in the police department. Is, I mean, if you know anything about the police department, I've never been in there, but just from the things that I can see, they have a very bro MAGA culture. So it's like, all right, you kind of can see like, all right, when these things happen, all right, yeah, there needs to be some type of, you know, auditing of the police departments across the United States, especially if the FBI.
they audit themselves. See, what you're talking about is in a perfect world. See, because the problem with the police departments, they investigate themselves. Anytime there's time for accountability, okay, we're doing an active investigation. We can't let out no details, because if it was an outside agency, everything would come out quicker. Everything would be objective. See, they want to jump on top of it first to control it, right? They want to be able to patch things up so it looks pretty, right? That's why they want to look at all the evidence. But if you had an outside investigation, you know what I'm saying, and not the police, I'm talking about somebody, a whole new law enforcement, where they look at these things objectively, and they're not on the side of law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? I think it would be different. But because they do it themselves, of course they're going to back each other up. This man may walk away from this. I'm not trying to piss everybody off or piss anybody off, but because of that pot of water, he may walk away with this with nothing.
Oh,
because
yeah,
they're already trying to make the argument, or the lawyer is,
they're gonna slide
that she had the pot of water over her head. So they're going to make these kind of arguments, right? But
oh yeah, oh no, he's going, and he not only that, like he's also going to get a bag of money. They're going to do a GoFundMe. They're going to slide him some money. If he get fired, they're going to make sure he's good.
Just like the little shooter kid that was at that rally a few years ago. That little kid, and he was just shooting all those people on the left, just shooting them up, and they raised a GoFundMe for that kid. You know what I'm saying? Even though he went there, they told him he wasn't even supposed to be up there. You know what I'm saying? And he went up there to join the little militia people, and he went to killing people, and nothing happened to him. He got money. He got more money. He got a lot of money and a pat on the head. You know what I'm saying? For killing some left-leaning people. So this country is getting crazy, and they're starting to support bad behavior from these police officers. And that's what they want. They want to keep the minorities. They want to set us back. You know what I'm saying? They want us to be afraid. You know what I'm saying? They like this fear that the police officers are putting into our people. Now, our sisters with this whole new social media order that's going on, right? Where I don't need a man. You know what I'm saying? They're dividing us up just to destroy us. You know what I'm saying? What was that old saying? You know what I'm saying? United we stand, divided we fall. Remember that? Back when the Black Panthers,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, was trying to unite everybody, and they couldn't get everybody united because they thought they was troublemakers. They thought, you know, anytime somebody try to unite black people, they troublemakers. That's when the government really comes in and get active. That's when they really start sending out and to really mobilize troops to do anything when black people try to unite. So the Black Panther movement, let's say we wanted to start the Black Panther movement today, it would not, it couldn't happen, man, because half the Negroes would be informants. You know what I'm saying?
Half these niggas don't want to be black, so that they'll be in there, but they'll do that just to be cool. Niggas don't want to fight for nothing no more. Like these, you know what I'm saying? You can't. It ain't like half of them. They don't want to be dealing with civil rights and shit like that. They want to be with them. They want to sleep with them. They want to. You know,
because mentally the fight is going mentally, because mentally there's no black pride. You know what I'm saying? We get all emotional when one of these incidents happen, and then we start feeling a little something. Oh, what's that inside of me that I feel? That's that old black pride that you forgot about. You know what I'm saying? Until things start happening to you personally, as a black person, you don't feel that shit. If it's not your cousin, if it ain't your uncle, if it ain't your auntie, then you don't feel shit. It ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's it. She shouldn't have had that pot of water. If she wouldn't have went to that pot of water, she should have did what the officer said, right? But that lady had no idea this man was going to draw down on her and shoot her. You know what I'm saying? And when she grabbed that pot of water and stuff, he told me, "I'll shoot you in the face." She was like, "What's going on?" And that's how they do you. Now you got a split second. You know what I'm saying? You still tripping because you staring down the barrel of a gun. A man has actually drew a gun because you're going to get a pot of boiling water, and there's a whole desk between you and this guy. There's a whole kitchen desk. So how is that boiling water endangering your life? Even if they splashed it on you, you'll still be alive, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You got a partner there. You didn't have to go towards it. You could have stepped back out the door. You know. So now she got to die because there might be an imaginary gun somewhere. This is something that the average citizen could not argue if they was in the same situation. If you're a reasonable person would not pull a gun out on that lady. Just step outside the damn house. You got a partner there, right? But no, this is an opportunity to do something evil and get away with it, to catch a body. That's what he was thinking. I'm not going to let this opportunity go, and it's a low-grade threat too, and I could just justify it. You know, that lady's in her nightgown, probably trying to make a damn cup of tea or something, some kind of health tea or something, you know? Never got to it because a psychopath with a gun, you know what I'm saying, with the government behind him, you know what I'm saying, and qualified immunity, he felt comfortable enough that he could come in there and shoot her in the damn face. That pisses me off, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of looking at these kind of incidents all across America. You know, black people, no unity. All in it for ourselves. Protect the there's a few brothers out there with a gun, but do you know how to use, do you know what to do when the time comes? You know, I've seen guys, that Phillips guy up there in Minnesota, he got shot and he told them that they had a gun. He had a gun in the car that was in the trunk. And he was so damn scared. He shot the man. He seen the man the police officer didn't have no control. So he tried to drive off and this man lit him up, even though he wasn't in no direct danger. I'm like, bro, I don't know what the answer is, but As soon as we start congregating and as soon as we start meeting, there's going to be FBI, CIA. There's going to be Negroes on the inside to infiltrate. There'll be everything. So they're watching us because they do not want us to grow. They do not want us to bond. That's why they have all this shit on social media. That's why they're angering the sisters with all this propaganda. Who you think is behind that? Kamala Harris is behind the corporations putting all that, hiring all those people to put that bullshit on social media. Yeah. And Trump is on the other side. So they're all in it together. It's a whole theater that they're playing on black people. And we're trying to say one side is better than the other. No, they're part of the same team. It's just bad cop, good cop. Bad cop, good cop. And they demonizing each other. And we all confused in the middle. We ain't got no representation. None. It should be other parties out there just as powerful as the Democratic and Republican. The Green Party sucks. It sucks. They have no power. So it's only two-party system, right? And they're all playing us on one side to the other. They're playing us. There's nothing for regular people. No wages, no laws, no nothing is passed for common people. It's all for corporate rich greed. Taxes double, housing double, everything. The quality of life terrible. So if you look at it like that, man, what's going on? Let me greet some of my people. What's going on, Cash Crypto? What's going on? He says divide and conquer the oldest player. Yeah, and you know, it seems like a cliche. It seems like it's a cliche, but it's not. And we're watching it in real time, and it's like nothing we can do about it, bro. So they're getting bolder and bolder with this stuff. Bolder and bolder with it. You know what I'm saying? And we're so divided, you know, and we're afraid to unify because we know what time it is. Man, if we got 500 black people together, this government would send out the military. They would say, if we had 500 black people in the same uniform, you know, I don't know how many white militias they got. They don't give a damn about that. You know what I'm saying? They talk about fighting it. They talk about turning against the government. They got pamphlets and what they call them things. They got tactics and they train to fight against the government. And the army don't do shit. They got land up in Montana and shit to train, Dakota to train. But boy, you get 500 black people together. Oh my God, it's a war. It's a motherfucking war. You know what I'm saying? Because they fear black people getting together because they know we have a righteous anger. No matter how mad the white man get, and he say, I'm going to kill some people. He says it out loud. I'm going to kill people.
That's just
he said out. They say it out loud. I'm gonna fight the government. Fuck the government. They say it out loud. You know, we're gonna take over. They say it out loud. Now let 500 black people say that, and go train and go get a facility to train and shoot M16s and all that, bro. We'll be shut down quickly. And I know there's people out there be like, oh no, that's not true. You crazy as hell.
It's half and half. Look, it's half and half pull because here's the thing. I've been saying this for a while on my channel. I ain't really done too many videos, but contrary to belief, the whole race thing in America is a busy work thing because they next it's busy work, right? Busy work. What I mean by is they spent so much time building that reputation and building that narrative in America that the whole thing that they working on now, if you listen to them, if you really sit back and hear what the conversations is, what it's going to even mean to be the difference between a real human and all the other stuff they got going on, right? Because this, and then I say this, and the people, you know, they get mad. The truth is we lost. And we lost because we let things got infiltrated. I ain't gonna say we let it, but things got infiltrated and they made it so niggas wanted to be comfortable instead of fight for the injustices of America or whatever. And once people Once the 80s and 90s came, and entertainers and basketball players and other people, they got this money, and people got with the illusion of wanting to be prosperous and enjoy that more than they wanted to do for fighting for the atrocities and the oppression in America. Once it turned into that, we lost, because now it's all about, people feel like they can outsmart the government within the government. So he told to the niggas now, oh, well, you should get you an irrevocable trust, or, you should make you money, or you could own your own land. And I'm like, none of that shit mean anything, because we still under the same people. And when they want to take it, they want to take it. And the next part of that is that, well, the whole battle about what's going on next is what it's going to even mean to be human, and if humans are even going to still be like that. Because again, I'm in IT, and I see what they're talking about. I see the conversations. I see what they're developing. I see what's going on within these companies. Very, very soon, the war is going to be if you even going to exist, right? And that's what they not. That's what we're not talking about as black people, but we should, because that civil rights thing at this point is done in this country. They ain't worried about that. They didn't took affirmative action out. We let them. We didn't let them take shit, unfortunately.
Well, let me tell you something. From what I see, I'm looking at movies, I'm looking at commercials, I'm looking at social media, and everything they promote. You see a black man with a Hispanic man. You see a sister with a white guy. You see everything but the same race. Everything but a black man and a black woman. You can barely find. I mean, I dare you to look for a commercial where there's a black man with a black woman. So they know what they're doing. They're trying to destroy the image of a healthy black family. They're trying to get rid of the black family. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, this is a situation. This Sharon Massey. This is a situation where what is going to happen to those sisters who on this female empowerment? This is where it ends. You in an apartment against one of these stormtroopers. You know what I'm saying? You by yourself with no protection, nobody to help you, no male in the house, with your little ass dog, with your little fancy ass dog, who ain't gonna attack or nothing. That motherfucker just gonna be looking. You know what I'm saying? While this dude have his way with you.
Yeah. I mean, but here's the thing though, Poole, and this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm saying this next, what's it, 2024? These next 6 years or whatever, I personally think the majority of the population not gonna be here like that. They done already kind of had their conversations on what they gonna do. Like, there's so many things that's gonna change within the next 6 years. All of this shit gonna look different. Mark my words.
Hold on, but first off, we saw what COVID did, and you got to think. Everybody think, okay, well, that was just a random virus. No, they working on shit to get rid of this population. If COVID could kill that damn many people, you don't think they can bring that shit back? You don't think they could bring that shit back and get rid of the rest of us? I'm not trying to cause a panic here, but I just want you to open your.
That's the thing, Paul. It's not a panic. These are real.
I want you to open your mind just a little bit and say, okay, all of a sudden that shit just went away. You know what I'm saying? That was a test. I believe it was a test, because the government is always experimenting on the population. They're always experimenting. You know what I'm saying? They got to figure out a way. They got to figure out a way to keep those people going, to keep the white race going, right? But they want this here for their children. They don't want this here for everybody else, right? So look at what we're seeing in the media. I've never seen the media this biased, this one-sided. You know what I'm saying? With this division, with this kind of rhetoric, they used to control the rhetoric. The rhetoric used to be fair back in the day. It used to be fair. I mean, it was still biased, but it was more fair. Now you get to choose your reality. What side? If you're on the right side, you go to Fox News. If you're on the left side, you go to NBC. What is called CSNBC or whatever, or these other the Young Turks or whatever it is. Anybody who's left leaning, you could go. What they call it, confirmation bias, right? You can go to, if you don't want to hear the right what they're talking about, you go to the left side, right? Never seen news like that before in my life. You know what I'm saying? But they keep people divided so you don't realize what's going on. Meanwhile, in real life, they're doing what the hell they wanted. They're getting the police right. You know what I'm saying? Under qualified immunity. They're passing these little bills like that. Things that we don't know about. Things because nobody watches a full Senate meeting, right? Of what they're passing.
Mhm.
You know, tomorrow they could say, man, black people are slaves. You know, you got to go back to slavery. We wouldn't even know it. They'll just come rack our ass up and put the chain on your neck, and you have to go to the damn cotton field, and you wouldn't even know why. You wouldn't. Because we don't watch shit in this country. We're too worried about, you know what I'm saying, bullshit on social media. We're too worried about foolish things, right? We're not watching what they're doing. These people are desperate. They mean business. Now, look at the decision we got between a feminist supremacist and Kamala Harris, and then we got the real Nazi dude, Trump, right? Who got all the corporate, what's the rich people name that got trillions of dollars? They're behind him. So they're scoping and shaping the world as we speak. You know what I'm saying? While we're worried about small things, we're worried about, you know what I'm saying, how we going to pay our rent. Those are small to us, but to them, they don't give a damn. To them, they don't give a damn. They're thinking about taking over the world and shaping this world for their children, right? And it's sad, bro, that this is starting to shape up, that the sisters, they're going to be in danger, bro, in the future. They're going to start taking us out one by one. You know, she's just at the beginning of this thing, right? Look at her. Look at this. She's in an apartment. She has no defense. What if there was a prowler outside? What if there was a prowler outside and he broke in? She have no defense, bro. She's just in there by herself. Just in there by herself. And that's what they want these sisters to be doing in the future. Working on their YouTube page. Working on their brand, giving them little busy shit to do.
Yeah.
While their protection is not there. Because now
their protection gonna be towards the government. So they thought the police was on their side, right? You know, at first it was the black men that was the target, but now look like the sisters are the target. I've seen so many sisters get gone in the last 10 years, bro. It's ridiculous. You know, one lady, she was armed. I don't know if you've seen the video of the lady who was armed. She heard something around the house. The neighbor called the police. They came around to check. She got her gun to see what it was, and he shot her right through the damn window and killed her and deleted her. And her son was right there beside. I forgot what the lady name was, but we're gonna have to fix this gender war thing. You know, whether we die one by one, I'd rather we go together than one by one. You know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, you have a better chance if you got a man there. You know, you got a cousin, an uncle, somebody, your dad. You know, have somebody that'll protect you. Because when shit go down, you need somebody there that's going to think logically in the situation. You know, I'm not saying that a man wouldn't die in this situation, but you know, he's going to try to protect that sister. He's going to try to protect his mother. He's going to try to protect his sister. He's going to try to protect his auntie. He's going to try to protect his wife. You know what I'm saying? He's going to try to protect you. You know, instead of these guys who just walk up in there. And I don't care, especially, you know, even if she had a gun, man, she was at a disadvantage. This lady, you know, I mean, she was just totally defenseless. Totally defenseless. You know, and it just didn't make any sense. Just didn't make any sense for this man just to look at her and say, I'm going to take her out just because I can. I don't understand this, bro. I don't understand. I don't care how much you demonize women. I don't care how much you demonize black men. You need a reason. Your life need to be in danger, not subjectively. You know what I'm saying?
objectively, if any person in that situation, thought that their life was in danger, okay, I understand that. But man, you could look at this situation. I'm not trained, and this wasn't even a split-second decision. I mean, shit, he could have waited this out. He could have just stepped back and see what she was going to do. He didn't have to take those actions. You know what I'm saying? An imminent threat is somebody coming at you with a knife. Somebody who got somebody reaching for a gun. That's imminent threat. You know what I'm saying? A boiling pot of water is not an imminent threat, bro. That's not an imminent threat. Yeah, he is a pussy punk ass Master Khalid. You know what I'm saying? Because he know what he did. He took an opportunity to catch a body, and that's what he did. You know what I'm saying? He took the opportunity to catch a body, and that's what he did. And so now he's up here looking crazy. He up here looking crazy, and then look at his attitude after he did it. He let her go. You know what I'm saying? I gave her a headshot like he was proud that he shot her in the head 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Like he was proud of it. Oh, let her go, man. That was a headshot. She's gone. And the lady down there moaning. And the guy, her partner, had the sense enough to understand that it was a bad shooting. I think he understood that. And he was trying to get us some medical help, because it's important after the situation what you do, just as is what you did to this lady. You got to act like you're trying to give us some kind of aid. He was up there with an attitude, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's gone, bro. She's gone. I was like, man, this is the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. Cash Crypto says, sad to say, fool, this is a new era of sisters ain't loyal like in the past. Nobody about to jump in front of a bullet for a disloyal, no allegiance having woman. But that's not all of them, though, Cash Crypto. That's not all of them. We could say that. But that's not all black women. Some black women are just to see. We are so blinded by what we see on social media. We think that's the mass of us. We see a couple of dudes up there in Chicago, you know what I'm saying, shooting each other. You know, we hear it on the news. We hear all this stuff on the media. But that's not all the young people in Chicago. Some of them dudes up there are going to school. Some of them are respectful. Some of them are come from a 2-parent home, going to school, going to private school. I mean, we can't just lump everybody in the same box. You know that you ain't out there robbing banks. You know what I'm saying? You ain't out there hitting people in the back of the head and robbing folks, but they're gonna treat you like the minority. They're gonna treat you like the worst of us. They're gonna condemn everybody by a few people, just like the police officers. They try to flip the script. Oh, all officers ain't bad. Anytime we see these situations, they always talking about all officers. This is not all officers. You know what I'm saying? There's a few rotten apples. Well, it's the same thing with black people. It's the same thing with everybody. You know what I'm saying? You can't paint that same brush with everybody, you know what I'm saying, just because of a few. What's going on there, holy boy? You can't paint everybody with the same broad brush. You know, they want to be judged by their character, just like black people do. You know what I'm saying? All black women ain't out there twerking and, you know what I'm saying, robbing people, setting people up. You know what I'm saying? That's not the representation of all black women. That's why we need to change our image. We need to put more of our best out there on social media, and we need to get our image, control our image back. We need to get rid of the Suki Hanas, the Sexy Reds. They gotta go. The Lil Nas X all pregnant, sitting up pregnant in a wedding dress. He gotta go. He gotta go.
But here's the thing, Pool. Look, here's the thing. This goes back to what I was saying when people was like, "Oh, you know, we gotta, you know, build tribes or whatever." We don't own the banks. We don't own the entertainment system. We're not the ones that broadcast the messages. We just the ones that receive them, right? So even
but
like
we're participating in the shit though. Those people are getting paid. Those people who are perpetuating this image, they getting paid to do this. You know what I'm saying? They getting paid big money to give us this, look at Tyler Perry. He a billionaire to put out shitty propaganda, anti-black man. Anytime you see one of his movies, the black man is drunk, always causing disturbance, cheating. He's never loyal to his old lady. You know what I'm saying? Or it's vice versa. The woman's a hoe. You know what I'm saying? She's cheating on her man. You know what I'm saying? All this black trauma. And they made him a billionaire to put out this shit in 2 weeks. He's making movies 2 weeks at a time. What was that propaganda they put out against black slaves, Kyle? What was that name of that
12-year slaves?
No, it was something like that, but it was the first black. What was it called? Oh man.
No, you ain't talking about
I'm talking about the first propaganda film about slaves, like it raping, excuse me, slaves trying to get white women that put that image in white people's head back in 1903. History, what was it? What was the name of that thing? It was a movie that they put out first.
When they were saying that slaves was trying to attack white women.
It's the same thing. These images are powerful, and they promote the Kanye West. Kanye West, he had to back up off that shit because he saw what they were doing. Kanye West, he crazy as hell, but he didn't want to go through all that. The new gatekeepers to control what we think and what we feel, right? The Beyoncés, look what Beyonce did, and Jay-Z. They sold to misguide the black youth, to misguide the generation.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you, Pooh?
55.
Okay. All right. So you baby boomer, basically, right?
Or no damn baby boomer, Generation X.
I'm tripping. Okay. So Generation X, would you? Yeah, I guess you generate. So, like that's the thing, though, because I'm 34, right? I'm looking at a little bit older than me. I'm looking at a little bit younger than me, and I'm looking at younger, right? I like, you go to schools, you go to universities, you go to jobs, you go to spiritual shops where they do different spiritual methods. You go to church, right? So, I've had an opportunity to meet all types of different people. And the thing about it is, when it comes to us, melanated, we don't, and I'm talking about a lot. I ain't just talking about the bad ones. This ain't the unity. That ain't what it's about no more. Believe me, I've done all I could at the age of 34.
I mean, but put that together for me. Put that together. You saying unity is not? It don't matter if we unify or not. That's what you're saying.
Let me spread that idea. People don't have no sense of righteousness and caring about what's right and what's wrong. I'm gonna give an example. I'm gonna give you plenty of examples. I've sat in a room with black dudes that was in the middle, and you talking to them, and they, I got my wife, cool. But they cheating and they bragging about it. Then they just talking about it like it's nothing. I'm like, well, shit, y'all, I don't even know why y'all would even be doing that. Their response is, well, shit, as long as I'm taking care of the house and everything good, I don't see no problem. All right, that's not gonna get shit done. More broken homes, but whatever. Let's move to the women. The women around, I'll say 39, 35, 30, 25, or whatever. The younger ones have fed into the I'm every woman, I'm feminist, I can do what I want to do a business, I want to travel, I want to buy Birkins, I want to celebrate. They concentrating on enjoying life more than preparing to be mothers and this and that. So you can't really, and the ones that are good girls, they get married early. So they out of the field, of course. Then you have the other side, the baby mama, baby daddy culture. That has exploded these days. Right? Damn near every girl I know my age, if they don't have a kid, I'm shocked. It's something wrong. You go on Instagram, they got nice jobs, they got everything you would consider right. Go on there, kid, 2 kids, 3 kids. Like either they have husbands, but most don't. And I've had an opportunity to go to many different places and talk to many different things and see where they mind at, see what's that. We still stuck on the childish games of sexual attraction and having fun and all that stuff. We ain't talking about, really getting together, let alone fighting for what's right for these other generations. And then here's another thing. For these younger generations, they gone. Cuckoo, they gone. They don't even believe in race. They don't even believe in all that. Oh, it's not about race. We're here to bring everybody together. It's the rainbow prophecy, love, I can marry. They don't even want to do that. And it's a large pull of them. It ain't everybody, but if it's 70%, then the other 30, after a while, and Tupac made a good point. He said the fight that a person has in their spirit is usually going to start to dwindle around 30. After 30, you don't see niggas trying to be docile and fight against it because, hell, they tired or they trying to survive, right? If the youngest ain't trying to fight for this shit and the 30-year-olds, they not going to, then it's like, what's going to be done? Because I'm telling you, my whole life I ain't done nothing but try to do that. Help black people with jobs, help the girls be there. I didn't been damaged in every way about it, but I don't let that trauma get in my way, but I have an understanding. Right, I've lost a lot of things trying to support my people because they do not care. Righteousness is not something that we're in abundance of. If it don't make no money, then it don't make no sense, and they're not trying to hear it. That's what sucks. And somebody,
well, let me tell you this. That's what the media does, bro. When we watch a movie, you still got females quoting The Color Purple like it's real, bro.
Yeah.
Like anytime they bring up an argument about not getting married to a black man, they don't want to get done like Celie got done. I'm just like, what the hell? I read The Color Purple in the 8th grade, when they were promoting that shit back in '84.
Now ask,
you know what I'm saying? It's a movie.
But ask the same girl if they read the autobiography of Malcolm X, though. That's the funny thing.
I read that in the 6th grade. But let me tell you something. It's all programmed. You know what I'm saying? Black people be believing this stuff. Tyler Perry, and I talk about Tyler Perry because he's the most recent propagandist, right? And he putting out the negative images. It's important because it dumbs down and it brainwashes the youth because they believe that these things are happening, right? And I'm not saying that it does happen sometimes, but it's like they're putting this negativity out against marriage, against being together, and we see what they're doing and we know what they're doing, but somehow it's not resonating with the people that they're trying to trick us into oblivion, right? I think right now the statistic that there are more single people in the black community. And then, there's no marriages. People are not getting married like that. You might hear one or two black people getting married, but for the most part, the family unit is almost done, bro. You know what I'm saying? And especially amongst these Generation Z black girls, because they swallowed this social media hook, line, and sinker. Because that's most people spend more time with their phones. Sorry, y'all.
No, you good. I'm at the hit. I'm gonna be back, cool.
All right. Most people spend time with their phone, so all the information that they're getting is on their phone, and so they're being programmed, right? They're showing black men in dresses, right? Black men, with women diamonds, and they're trying to feminize black men for a new generation. Because if that's all the images that they see, they're gonna think, black men black men are feminine, right? They don't even show, the old action movies of Rambo and Clint Eastwood, and they may show John Wick every now and then, but they're gonna get rid of that. They're gonna get rid of that. You saw at the BET Awards, all this ratchetness. So they're trumping it up. They're increasing it. The ratchetness. They're promoting this shit, and it's like this is what our kids are consuming. This is what the young people are consuming. Now everybody wants a YouTube channel. They want a brand. Nobody wants a 9 to 5 anymore. 9 to 5. They done made 9 to 5s unpopular. to go out there and get a job and support yourself. No, get on YouTube, and then what happens when they cut YouTube and your whole brand and all your digital followers are gone, right? And then they cut your price tag, you cut your little money ways to make money on there. That's all they have to do is hit a switch, and you ain't got no more income. I don't care if you own multiple social media. Some of these companies own all that crap, right? So they're going to control you either way. So you're going to have, I mean, black people, they're going to have to get out of this situation where they think they're going to be millionaires. Not everybody's going to be a damn millionaire. Sometimes you're just going to work, and you're going to have to save your money, and you're going to have to find other alternative means to retire, right? You're going to have to do it. Some people have to do it the old fashioned way. Not everybody going to be able to become a millionaire on YouTube. Especially why would you put all your plans and future into something that could be taken away from you with the push of a button? You know, and I see all these people. I got a clothesline. A homeless man got a clothesline. It was a homeless man a few weeks back, and he put it out there that he put it on social media where anybody, take me in, saying, I'm homeless, but I got a clothes. How the hell are you homeless and you got a clothesline? But over 1,000 women, DM this guy that they would take care of. We're looking for the wrong things, man. The morality is just going down. Not people are not going to church to get the morality. People are finding different spiritual means to find some kind of spiritual sustenance, right? The church ain't it no more. We got a whole generation that wasn't raised in the church. That's why they could go up there and blast somebody and don't give a damn. We got females out there blasting now, out there with weapons and guns and stuff. Now, I'm not saying that represents all of us, but our young people, they don't have the same morality as the people from years ago. From years ago, people had a conscience, right? If you bumped into an old person, oh my God, boy, you were about to fall apart. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, can I help you? Can I do anything for you? Shit, they will use an old person as a rug today. They will use you or me as a rug today. They don't have no respect because they've been conditioned through social media to be ratchet and stupid and have low vibrational character, right? That's why we all upset with each other, because now it's normalized to be an asshole, right? And use deceptive language, and to be ratchet and be deceitful to each other. And it's like, bro, that's not cool. That people are saying things that would have got your head bashed in, 8 years ago. They'll just come up to you and try you. And you'll be like, how do we get from 0 to 1,000? Right? How do we get from 0 to 1,000? You got this reckless ass, all these young people got this reckless ass mouth, and you still got people in the world that don't play that shit. You got people in the world that that I'm talking about, bro. I understand that the young people, that's why everybody's strapped, because they know they got reckless mouths. That's why they strapped. You got niggas that's 125 pounds walking around here like they're 800-pound gorilla because they know they strapped, because they mouth reckless. But as soon as they drop that gun, you see a whole terror in their damn eyes because they don't know what the hell to do without a weapon. Because they never learned how to fight. They never had to fight. They always blast their way through life. And they throw their lives away over nothing. Over nothing. Threatening people. And you and I know that if you threaten somebody and they really think you're a threat, they're going to come at you, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're going to come for you. You're not going to, if they know that you're a piece of crap and you'll shoot anybody over there, that dude ain't scared. He just feel like he got to get you before you get him. I'm just like looking at this shit like, what is wrong with these? You can't go around here looking at social media and thinking that's going to fly in real life. That's why they're wearing masks in Chicago, because they got reckless mouths. And they're in gangs. They got people to back them up with weapons. It's like, bro, that's not real life. That's what's that shit called? Grand Theft Auto. They think this a video game and shit. You know what I'm saying? Life is not a video game, bro. You got 50 years to make good in your life. That's it. 50 years. You know what I'm saying? And the next 10, hopefully you retired and you able to travel and do something with yourself. But these kids act like they're gonna live forever, or they don't care if that they live at all. You know what I'm saying? This shit is crazy that's going on right now. And what's going on, Dark King? He says, "What's up, Pool? Yeah, I'm just ranting, bro." He says, "Cash Crypto says TV gives the illusion that is normalized when it's really the exception." And you're right, it's the exception, bro. People are living online too much when we got real life issues going on. People never want to talk about. They'll talk about the real issue. They'll brush by it, but they don't really want to get into detail of what we got to do. The solution. And the solution in this Miss Massey case, you know what I'm saying? We got the police. And let me tell you something. I was watching, I don't know if any of y'all ever watched those auditors, the one that audit the police. And 9 times out of 10 is white people. And they doing a good job watching the damn police. And I'm like, where's the brothers? And now I know that's some dangerous shit, because if they see black people out there, they're gonna try to provoke them, take them to jail, or hurt them, right? But somehow we got the police back during the Black Panther times. You know what I'm saying? They used to actually watch the police in neighborhoods and seeing what they doing, and they had guns. You know what I'm saying? It started off with the deacons, and the deacons used to make sure that the Klansmen wasn't gonna take it too far in the black neighborhoods. So when shit really gets down to it, black people know what to do, but we got to be pushed so hard. We got to be pushed to extreme. We got to get all emotional instead of using our logic, right? Because I'm telling you, we can't go to the government and do nothing about it, because they are in with this. The government is in with this. They have condoned this. They made the law for qualified immunity. It's just all it is a pretext for the police. Hey, you feel like you were threatened? Okay, good. Okay, you off. It's good. I think they killed a 7-year-old. They deleted a 7-year-old up in Chicago, and he had a toy gun. And the police officer just got out and shot the kid. Didn't even look to see what he had. Just shot the kid, 7-year-old kid, right? And they can get off of stuff like that. They can get off stuff like that. Not to mention the brothers that's on the police force that done drank the Kool-Aid. He says there are some black auditors, fool, but they be getting yeah. A lot for doing, yeah. See, we can't do what they do. This is still a situation of Jim Crow situation, because we should be able to audit them. A black man can't carry an M16 on his back down the street. I've seen this on the auditors, where white people they walk down the street with an M16 in the carry state, in a one of those any of the carry states, right? And he was walking down the street with an M16. Now the police officer, he went over there and he questioned them, but he was able to go. A black guy did it, you know what I'm saying? And I think I seen one where he was okay, but man, they were really grilling his ass. They were grilling his ass. And plus he looked like one of those non-threatening, like he was skinny, you know what I'm saying? He looked like one of those, one of those educated, like skinny boys, But let a thug looking dude muscled up carry a goddamn M16 in a carry state. They would light him up, bro. They would light him up. And y'all know it's true. And it's like we got to do something about our perception in the world. That's all I'm saying. Because the thugs represent us. The thoughts, they represent the black women. So all the people who are doing right, the middle class, the people who out there that own a home, a truck, a boat, I'm saying? There's no representation on social media for us. I'm saying? Us who working, I'm saying, making 80, 90, 100 or mid 100,000s, I'm saying? There's no representation on social media for us who paying our taxes, us who are doing the right shit, right? There's no representation. There's nothing sexy about paying your taxes. There's nothing sexy about paying all your bills and having no debt, having an 800 credit score. There's nothing sexy about that. You know what I'm saying? Having a healthy family. You know what I'm saying? Having your children go to college, paying for your college, for paying their college fund. There's nothing sexy about that. Why don't they twerk for that shit? Why don't they get out there and twerk for that shit? Why don't dudes, you know what I'm saying, with these machine guns and shit, you know what I'm saying, go out there and get a fucking job or create some shit or create something that's going to help society instead of killing each other. You know what I'm saying? King Von and all these assholes, you know what I'm saying, out here, you know what I'm saying, making music, making more devilment music so these kids can want to join a gang and be be killers like they are, right? That's sexy to them. You know what I'm saying? That's what's drawing people in, you know, to throw your life away. Black people would throw their life away for nothing, bro. For nothing. And then the good people like Miss Sharon Massey here, you know, doing what she can do, you know, just being a good citizen. It's the ones who get targeted while everybody all the distraction is over here on Lil Nas X twerking for the devil. You know what I'm saying? Twerking his ass for the devil and shit. You know what I'm saying? Why he don't get fucking why he don't get that treatment? If anybody should get that treatment, you know, he twerking on the devil and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm just like tripping, man. Like this lady, she she didn't have to die. She didn't have to get deleted like this. You know, she didn't have to get deleted like this. And I'm just looking to see what this trial, I'm looking at this trial closely. You know what I'm saying? I want to see because now they're talking about that he might get off. He might get off because of the pot of boiling water. And I'm just like, man, I just can't believe that. I can't believe that. After everything he said before and after, you know what I'm saying, the situation, there's no way the dude should be able to get off. No way. He need to be in jail for life or he need the death penalty. And I don't know if they got the death penalty in Illinois or not. But him having 3 DUIs or something like that, he shouldn't even be a police officer. He shouldn't even be a police officer. And they give them time, they give them chance after chance after chance to go and ruin somebody's life. And they know that's what's gonna happen because they got terrible judgment. You know, they know something wrong because they take a psych eval test. All law enforcement take psych evals, right? And I'm pretty sure this dude, I don't know how the hell he passed a psych eval with this kind of record, you know. But it's also a grandfather, what they call it, grandfather in relationship with a lot of these damn police officers, you know, because they in the same clan and they had these tattoos, and if they're in the same clan, they bring them on in. You know what I'm saying? They bring them on in. Oh man, you signed on to KKK. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I seen you online. Hey man, we hiring up here. Come on. And this shit happens. And look at his face on this shit, man. This motherfucker don't give a damn. They said something about he had prostate cancer. Good, good. I hope it eat all his ass out. I hope it eat all his ass out. And that's probably why he mad because when people have a terminal condition, you know, and I've experienced this too, because of a dude that was my roommate, he had terminal multiple sclerosis. And when I tell you this motherfucker was the devil himself, because he was so mad, he was like 34, and he was so angry that he was dying of multiple sclerosis that he just caused as much mischievousness as possible from telling lies. You know what I'm saying? The nigga told so many lies and stuff. He was telling people I said stuff about them, and they jumped me. They jumped me because he was spreading lies I'm in surgical technology school. And he was spreading lies. When I come home, people are looking at me like crazy. Like, what the fuck? Why motherfuckers looking at me? These are people I drank with, people, you know what I'm saying, I had relationship with. He going back telling them I said something. And so, and the reason I know that because the old man, he'll sit there, he say, hey man, that dude the devil, man. He's saying that you said such and such. He said, don't trust him. And I was like, what? I said, me and him don't argue about nothing. We cool. No, we wasn't cool because he wanted to ruin my life because I was trying to do something with mine, right? End up, end up fighting these dudes, right? Putting his head in on a stove. Oh yeah, full counter boxer been through some shit. Oh yeah. And then his girlfriend tried to stab me, right? I mushed her ass, and the police came in when I snatched the knife from her, right? I ain't got no record or nothing like that. You know why? Because Poole County turned a corner. I turned the corner on their ass, right? And got the hell on out of there. But I was asking myself, I was like, why am I going through this? Why? And this is in Atlanta, right? This is in Atlanta. I said, why am I going? Why are black people so fucking evil? And I'm not talking about all black people. I'm talking about just this some bitch, this terminally ill asshole that was trying to take me down with him. And see, the effects of his illness was increasing, and he kept falling everywhere we went. You know, so everywhere we went, he would fall down, and he would just get more and more angry, and he'd be trying to drum up all kind of drama in my life because I guess he figured I had, you know, a future, and he didn't. So I tell you that just to show you how it's hard to get us thinking right, bro. Get our mindsets right. You know, it's hard. It's like we wish each other ill a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? It's like we our own worst enemy at times. You know, and it's like two brothers can have nothing, but he'll still try to drag you down. You know what I'm saying? It's like so you don't do anything better than him. Like what they say, crabs in the barrel. That shit is real, bro. I experienced it. And that's why we'll never unify in this motherfucker and be able to how can we organize, you know what I'm saying, like that community, like the rainbow community, like black women has organized. Why we can't? Because they fear black being organized. They don't have no fear of the rainbow people. They bring them in. They have no fear of black women organizing because that divides us, right? Well, if black men try to organize, they're going to try to break that up because there's a fear of black men organizing. There's a fear. You know what I'm saying? They know it's a good cause to fear too. He said these people are policemen and don't even know the law or bills of rights, know the Bill of Rights by heart, should be mandatory to be a cop. Ain't that right? Don't some of them don't even know how to say what's that little thing they say? Say your rights, read you your rights. A lot of them don't, a lot of them have cards and shit. You know what I'm saying? And some of them can't even half read that shit. I seen one where the officer never the lieutenant never made an arrest and lied, and they lie constantly. You know what I'm saying? Just to throw you in jail. They'll make up something and throw you in jail, bro. And we understand, I mean the judges understand that cops lie. They understand that cops lie. You know, especially when there's no camera. Half these motherfuckers, anytime they do something, their body camera is not on. Oh, he turned his body cam on after he done violated your civil rights, even though he don't know what your civil rights are, right? So we know that we can't go up there and protest. I don't know why black people be trying to argue with these police officers when they do something dirty, because that's not the point. Your main concern is to get out of there alive. That's something we knew from the 70s. That's something we knew from the 80s. That the law don't apply for us when it's you one-on-one out there on that dark road. When you out there on that dark road, you know what I'm saying, and you trying to do what you saw other people do. That's not gonna work for you, bro. You're gonna have to assess the situation a little bit differently because these people are coming. They coming for your life a lot of time. I don't want to scare nobody, you know, say because there are some good cops out there. There's some good cops out there, you know, but we can't afford to be in a situation to have to decipher that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know which ones are good or which ones are bad. Just like they do us, just like they say to us, I don't know you. I don't know if you're a killer or you're a good citizen. Well, hell, we don't know the same about your ass. We don't know the same. You might be a racist killer. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. We've seen too many incidents of that, but we don't get that. We don't get that. You know what I'm saying? We don't get that. You know what I'm saying? Shit. It's like we just got to go with our gut, and that could be your life, or you know you could be lucky enough to go home or just get a ticket. You know, without them escalating the shit. Just depends on what they got going on that night. You know what I'm saying? They could lie and say you ran a stop sign. You know what I'm saying? And it's like all of a sudden you got to eat that, bro. You got to eat that. So seriously, when they talk about reform, that's too soft. That's too soft. It should be. It should be. I'm to the point now where white people can't be police officers. I'm trying to tell you that. It should be white people, and it's getting to the point where black people can't either. Because as soon as they get a uniform, they worse than the damn white people. They worse than the damn white people. They'll come in there and beat your ass just as like the white people too. Because they trying to prove that they're not biased. You know, just like they do on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You're biased. You goddamn right I'm biased. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody want to see a fighter that look like them win. I don't know why that's good for white people, but it's bad for black people. Shit me. I came from a time that's what it is. I don't understand why y'all confused. I don't understand why you confused about the shit. I really don't. He says, yeah, the Miranda rights. And they don't even know the shit. They don't even know it. And I be seeing people reading them. They know that some of the damn citizens know the law better than the police officer, and their ego be hurt. So now they're gonna do something to you because now you done embarrassed them because they never studied what they're supposed to study. But you know, a lot of these people they get off on studying this stuff, and they go out there and they wanna outsmart the cops, and then they get clucked in the damn head with a gun butt, or they get a bullet put in them because they done hurt the ego. They done hurt the ego of a damn psychopath out there. He says the state of Illinois does not have the death penalty anymore. It says it got abolished in 2011. I believe it. He said people need to learn their rights and how to strip qualified immunity, and that's what I'm talking about. This is a Jim Crow law, bro, because you already know that the people who are going to feel it the worst is the minorities because we have the least protection, we have the least status in this society. The Mexicans, the blacks, you know, we are the ones who are going to suffer the consequences of this qualified immunity. Oops, he came at me and he went for something. You know, usually it's a cell phone or a Subway sandwich. Usually it's a cell phone or Subway sandwich. You know what I'm saying? But they don't put 5 or 6 bullets in this person because they say they safety. It's about officer safety. Now, if you put 5 or 6 bullets in their ass, oh, that's murder. You know what I'm saying? That's against the law for you to protect yourself. Because I don't feel protected when I get pulled over and a cop acting all goddamn aggressively. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I'm an old nigga. So you know when I see I'm going for it. I give a damn. I've done it. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I see somebody who don't know how to act professionally, I'm like, hell no. It's like, bro, I just have to take the charge, nigga. We're gonna be wrestling. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not fit to let you sit up here and shoot me on some bullshit. I'm going out. You know what I mean? I don't want to radicalize nobody, but I'm just saying, y'all got your whole lives ahead of you. So, you know, you do what you gotta do. I'm just telling you, you know, I'm not for to let somebody handcuff me and they beat my ass and do whatever they want to you. So now they done added this detainment shit where they can detain you, put you in handcuffs. Now you at their mercy. This shit got to change, bro, because the citizen don't have no way of protecting themselves. We got no way of protecting ourselves from the tyranny of law enforcement. You know, what was that guy that was running through the neighborhood? They chased him down. I think it was in Burnswick, Georgia. I forgot the guy name. And he was running through the neighborhood from these damn rednecks, and they shot him with a damn double barrel shotgun like this was goddamn 1921. And this dude, all this dude was doing was running through coming through the neighborhood, and here they go. Now, if this was 1975, I would understand that because we had shit going on like that back then. We knew not to go walk through white people neighborhoods. I don't know why we're not teaching our children. I don't know why we're not teaching our children that there's still people out there like this. You know, we got to bring the awareness back. You know, the world done became too kumbaya. You know, I mean, it's good to get along, but you also got to recognize that there's people out there trying to set you up, including our people, trying to set your ass up. Like like Kale said, the morality has gone down, bro. People don't know right from wrong, or they don't care about it no more. You got guys that's coming to your house trying to break in while you in there. So it's almost like we're screwed all the way around because it don't seem like there's enough good citizens out there, you know what I'm saying, to organize. I know there is because we just looking through this social media window, right? And it shows a lot of negative things. You know, every 24-hour cycle, there's a story about a black man destroying some black woman's life. You know, she was probably going to University of Florida or SMU or Yale, you know, about to cure cancer, and here comes some nug come in there and just destroy entire life and the kid. That shit is on a 24-hour cycle on YouTube. It's on a 24-hour cycle in movies. That's why they're brainwashed. That's why we're divided. You know, you could see thousands of stories. What's the name of that? What's the name of them programs where where the young woman is graduating from high school and she gets some nug, and it's the same story over and over again. And you can't tell me that this shit isn't made up. It ain't that many goddamn. You won't see none of that on the other side. You don't see none of that. You don't see that with the Mexicans. You don't see that with the white people. You don't see none of that. It may be a few stores, but not as many as the nug, the black man nug, and the high school graduate with one kid and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? This is on a 24-hour cycle, bro. And I've left many messages. This is propaganda, bro. This is propaganda. It's propaganda. And it's on a 24-hour cycle, you know, to the point where our sisters, that black men are going to be so angry, and sisters are going to be so angry that we're just not going to get together, you know, and our sisters going to be out here with no protection. That's not, when you see a black woman on the side of the road getting her butt beat, you ain't going to care. You're going to keep it moving. You're going to keep it moving. Now, there are some brothers don't give a damn. They're going to do what they got to do. You know, they're going to get out there and they're going to help that sister. Or if there's a brother getting jumped, he's going to go out there and he's going to help his brother. He's going to find out what's going on. Just like they helped George Floyd, even though he passed, it was people, I don't know why they had their cameras out instead of jumping on them cops. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, you know what I'm saying? It's like, we got to do better, man. You know what I'm saying? We going to sit up there and watch somebody choke out, one of our people? You know what I'm saying? I mean, just record the shit. It's like, this man need to live, you know? I'm sorry we couldn't be there for Miss Sharon Massey. I mean, this was just, man. He says people need to learn their rights and how to strip. Quite like I read that. What's going on, Raman? Carolyn Jones. He says my pops was in law enforcement for 27 years. And I thank God he taught me how to conduct myself if one of these fools pulled me over. And see, like I said, there are good cops, but the problem is the good cops can't police the bad cops. The good cops, or they won't police the bad cops, because that'll end your career up in the police office. If you don't have your partners back, if you don't toe the blue line, that could end your career. That could slow up your career if they feel like you on the side of the citizen, right? So there are good cops out there. You know what I'm saying? It's just that they don't do shit about the bad ones. I think there was a movie called, what was it, Scarf? What was his name? Damn, Al Pacino played this cop where everybody was selling drugs. He was on the drug force, narcotics, and he was like one of those true believers, right? He was red, white, and blue type, and he went in there and he seen all his partners selling dope, doing dope, dirty cops, and they put a hit out on him. All his whole department was trying to kill him. I forgot what that shit was called, Scopio or something like that. Scopio, something like that. His whole, and that was what was going on back in the 70s because heroin was big money. Heroin, crack, all those cops back then were making money, right? Working for drug dealers or working for themselves. You know what I'm saying? This system is corrupt, bro. This system is totally corrupt. And they want us to put our trust in them. Now, like I said, there's good cops out there. But how do we decipher the good cop from the bad cop? We got to wait till we get our ass whipped. We got to wait till somebody escalates something and stop beating on you and throw you. First thing they want to do, even if you cooperating, they want to throw you on the ground because they want to demean you. They know most people don't want to hit that ground, especially if you dress. They do old men like this. They do women like this. They do babies like this, teenagers like this, rough them up. It's like, even if you're complying, people be saying like, please comply. It don't matter if you, to a bad cop, it don't matter if you comply or not. You know what I'm saying? If they want to do something to you, they're going to do it. And you're just going to have to go to court. And you're just going to have to try to prove it the best, your word against their word, right? And they're going to say you were resisting. Now, there are some fools that do resist because that initial, hey, you going to jail, you got to let them do what they're going to do. You got to let them do what they're going to do if they say you're going to jail, because from that point on, they can say anything they want to say. They can say, you went for their gun, and that's your ass. They shouldn't have that kind of power. They shouldn't have that kind of power. It's too many liars. It's too many liars. It's too subjective. There's too many evil people out here with badges and guns for them to have that kind of power. And they know that. They know that. He said most people don't even know that he says most people don't even know that you only need a license if you're driving commercial shit. He says the cop don't even know it. He said you only need a license if you're driving commercial shit. I don't know what you mean by that. So you mean like a semi truck or something? He said the difference between a car and an automobile is all in the wording. Hmm. It's all in the wording. He says the difference between a car and an automobile. Oh, look, it's all in the wording. Well, my thing is how they change the law. They make up law as they go. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll say like for instance, some people don't be speeding, man. They just make it up. They just say you speed, they just make up just so they could search your car because they know a lot of young people smoke weed or something like that, and they come by and they just make up something just so they can search your car. And they know most people never confronted the police. Most citizens never confront police officers. Stuff. Most citizens. But so when they do get confronted, they nervous. And if what the police come up, they start gaslighting you immediately. Hey man, why you nervous? Why you look nervous? Where you coming from? But then if you do like the auditors say I don't answer questions, all of a sudden now the ego hurt, especially if you're black. And now they want to do something to you. You know what I'm saying? If you say you don't answer questions, you don't allow them to gaslight you and provoke you, now their ego crush because now they know that you know what you're doing. Now they know that they can't mess with you. So now they either got to do something, violate your civil rights, or they're gonna have to take that L. Now a good cop will take that L. But a bad cop is going to try to do something to you. You're going to try to make up something on you, take you to jail, or you're going to try to hurt you. And that's what we have. We have a lot of bullies out there with badges and guns, and they take it too far. Like this guy right here, he took it too far. He took it too far. He wanted this woman to be terrified of him, and that's what he did. He made her terrified of him. You know, they like it when you in fear. They don't like it when you cool, calm, and collect, and you're using logic. You know what I'm saying? That's why they always escalating shit. Because if you can't, they can't provoke you, they're gonna escalate it. Or they just make it up. They just make it up, you know. So I saw one of these videos where the cop walked up on this guy, had his back door open and threw in a baggie. And the dude had it on, he was recording, he had it in reverse. So I guess the cop didn't think he was recording. So he threw the baggie in, but he caught it on tape where he threw the baggie in. And I'm like, he's like, bro, what's that? What's that? So I say all that to say, unless we reform the police departments immediately, we're gonna have more of this kind of thing happen. Because they got too much power. They got too much power over us. They could do anything to us. And that's why the law was passed. That's why I call it the Jim Crow law. You know, because if you remember the Jim Crow laws, back in the days, you couldn't drink from white people. They had a white water fountain and a black water fountain. And it was a crime for black people. It's supposed to be under equal but separate law that they had back then. These were Jim Crow laws. You know what I'm saying? And I forgot how the voting went back then, but even the voting was fucked up. You know, black people had to guess how many bubbles in a bar of soap. You know, you had to pass tests and shit to vote. You know what I'm saying? Certain districts. You know what I'm saying? So they always had a way of setting us back every generation. And this generation is through social media and propaganda. You see what I'm saying? Every generation they set us back, putting these images out, you know what I'm saying, of us, making us, you know what I'm saying, believe certain things, you know, to take on certain mindsets. You know what I'm saying? They do that every generation they set us up. Feminism was a mindset to set us back, you know what I'm saying, through our women, you know. It was created to keep us off track so we don't make families. So we got to understand what they doing to us, bro. You know what I'm saying? So they can isolate our women and get rid of our women like this. You know, Miss Miss Massey was she was helpless. Hold on, y'all. Hold on for a second. So I'm back. So yeah, man. I'm just I'm in a dark place with this, man. It's like I don't know what the future is gonna hold, man. It's like I mean, what we gonna do? I mean, if we congregate and you know we try to organize, it's like they're gonna put narratives on us, you know, just like they did the Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? Let's say if we did want to do well, let's say if we try to politically organize, you know, we're gonna get demonized and stuff, you know. And we seen it in real time. We've seen what they do when black people try to get it together, you know, and that would be a tall task in itself to try to get, you know, people, you know, saying to organize. I mean, it's just I mean, it just got to the point where people just don't know what to do. People have no hope. People have no hope in each other. You know, you know, our ideas are so different. You know, we're on so many different class levels. You know, we don't have nobody to galvanize. We don't have any Malcolm X's or Martin Luther King Jr.'s who started to see things the same way. And, you know what I'm saying? But it was too late. You know what I'm saying? The powers that be had already decided to what to do with them, you know what I'm saying, before they could really get black people up on Marcus Garvey. You know what I'm saying? And anytime a black man want to be, start a revolution. You know what I'm saying? It's like they shut that shit down for black people. They shut that shit down because they see it as dangerous. They never let us get a foothold to get nothing started positive for our communities. Never, ever. And they continually pass these racist laws to to get rid of black folks. And that's what this qualified immunity is. And it's like I don't understand. I can't say that I don't understand why they don't address it because it's a part of the plan. It's all a part of the plan. And people need, I just don't understand why people don't see that in our government. They should, given our history. You know, they call people like me blackity black. You know what I'm saying? That's what other blacks call us, blackity black. You know what I'm saying? But you can see this for yourself from our history, but you just don't want to face it. So you don't have to do nothing about it, right? So, we got judges, we got people who were officers, we got black people in high places, right? But they don't control nothing. They're within the system. You can only do your part as an individual, right? You can only do your part as an individual, but to affect the whole thing, what can we do to bring down these bad laws that are passed that allow people to get taken out? What can we do immediately? That's what I'm talking about. What can we do immediately to keep somebody else, another Sharon Massey incident? What can we do to stop, saying some conehead sheriff come in and execute somebody and then say that it was justified? But that person is gone. That person can't come back. I was watching Miss Sharon Massey's father, and I was like, oh my God, bro. This man, he didn't even know that it was an officer that took his daughter out. He just thought it was some intruder. His brother had to look on the internet because the police did not give him that information. His brother had to look on the internet and tell him that an officer shot his daughter. And when he found that out, it's almost like he was grieving all over again. It's like, come on, bro, what is going on? So, and I saw him, he was talking about the police, he was talking about everybody who helped him, everybody that did well for him. You know, he was in the right mind to do that. But at the same time, he was talking about let's get rid of this police, this qualified immunity shit, bro. People who shouldn't be losing their lives are losing their lives. Then you got Trump out here running on quality immunity. Talking about let the police do their jobs. Police are already doing their job. That's what qualified immunity is, to get rid of minorities. Because that's who they're pulling over. That's who they're shooting. You know what I'm saying? They're not shooting their people, they're shooting our people, right? He says they wouldn't Cash Crypto said they wouldn't have made it inside the building. And that's what I'm talking about. That's why she should have had, and I'm not blaming the victim, but I just wish she would have had somebody there with her. Wish she had somebody there with her. Because to face that kind of oppression by herself, man, that had to be, that's the saddest thing I've ever seen. This demonic coward, went in there and shot. Look at his ass. How he, like she's a criminal. I'm talking about, man. I'm from the old school, bro. Like when they used to tell Watts and shit like that. Man, this shit here make you just, and I know that's an emotional response, but it's like, bro, this shit really pisses me off. It really pisses me off, bro. You know. But I just wanted to come on and see how people felt about it, and what I'm saying, see if people want to talk about this thing and where they thought that this qualified immunity was going for the future. But I have no answers, bro. I mean, all you can do is protect yourself the best way you can. I've seen military officers get pulled out of cars, pepper sprayed, just because officer said that he drove too far, like he was trying to escape and he was just trying to go to a well lit place, which is within the law. You know what I'm saying? But it don't apply for us. You know what I'm saying? Because they get to beat your ass regardless. They get to beat our ass regardless. We just got to eat it and then make a complaint later. Now they was apologizing to that army officer, you know what I'm saying, after they realized they had effed up. But he had already got pepper sprayed and he already got jerked out the car. It's like, what gives them the right to be able to treat people like that? Especially when it's just a traffic violation. I'm talking about, man, this shit is crazy. Doc Kent he said, no disrespect to our ancestors, but civil rights movement fucked us, uh, fucked us wanting to integrate with Caucasians. Now it seems impossible to undo because of selfish individual amongst ourselves. Yeah, because certain black people do better than others, right? They do better in the system than others, right? Some people, they could navigate the system, right? You do have some upper middle class black people, and they don't have to deal with this shit, you know. But once they leave the familiarity of the surroundings and they over here on the south side, and then they get treated like everybody else, now they see what everybody else going through. They're gonna get the same treatment once they leave their environment. They're gonna get the same treatment because our image is the same all over the world. You know what I'm saying? All over the world, people see us as these overly aggressive hip hop, shit talking, you know what I'm saying, aggressive ass, people, right? And then the young people ain't making it no better because they so damn disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? They just they looking at Blueface and what's that girl name? His girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Fighting all the time. They looking at um Kusana, what her name? Hasana and Sexy Red, and looking how dirty and how they, I need my pee stretched. I'm like, oh my God, bro, what is happening? What is happening? I mean, young women used to look. I mean, they used to be attractive, but they put them out front, and now they don't even look attractive no more because that's the image. So somehow, the women that are classy, the women who are upright, they're gonna have to put some shit on social media. So, to cancel out all this whole culture, this 304 culture. And the men, we're gonna have to, either get those Chicago shootings, gang members. We need to get that thrown off of YouTube. We need to get that thrown off of social media because these folks think that's what we are. I mean, imagine if you just wanted to wear a hoodie. You know what I'm saying? You're a middle class guy, and let's say you just wanted to go out and get you some ice cream from 7-Eleven, but you want to put, you jogging, you got your sweat thing on, and you got your hoodie. Now the police think you just running over to the store, and the police see you, at night, and they think you one of these gang members and shit like that. They really think like that. They really think, yeah, I don't care if you're in a damn Rolls Royce and shit. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna think what they want to think because it's a confirmation bias. You know what I'm saying? Ice Spice. Yeah, isn't that some bullshit? Isn't that some bullshit? Ice Spice with the damn shorts all up her ass. And so every time they sing, all they doing is twerking and rapping them shitty raps. It ain't even no bars up in them motherfuckers. They just talking just pure nastiness, you know, just pure nastiness, man. At least Foxy Brown had bars, bro. You know what I'm saying? Some of them chicks had bars. What's the name? Damn, I can't even. What's the name? Had bars. Um, what was her name? Well, the ones in the 2000s, they had bars. They had, at least they had bars. But these chicks here, they just spew nonsense. They just spew nonsense. Just talk about they cootie cats and you know what they'll do, and it's like, bro, I'm so tired of hearing that shit everywhere I go. I'm tired of hearing that. You know what happened to the R&B? What about the love songs? They're trying to do away with that. You don't even hear the only regular rap I've heard, y'all, is Kendrick Lamar. They not like us. That's all I hear. Then everything else is about P. Diddy scandals and the Illuminati and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? All these things are distractions. You know what I'm saying? Getting us away so they can do what this guy did. You know what I'm saying? This is what's happening in the real world. This is what's happening. Sharing masses, you know what I'm saying? Getting what she got from this pussy punk ass officer, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like this is crazy, man. But yeah, man, I just want to come on and live stream with y'all, man. You know what I'm saying, and kick it and see what if you guys want to come up and talk about this thing, and I just had to give it a go. But that's all I got, y'all. I don't know, this shit done bummed me out, man. You know. But I'm gonna have I know I be saying this, they got me for another week. They made me work another week. That's why I ain't have my 5 days off. But I got 5 days off coming up in a couple of days, and we're gonna kick it back to back to back, and we're gonna talk about Shakur Stevenson and Tank, you know what I'm saying, why he haven't sent that contract yet. And what I'm saying, we're gonna talk about Jerron Booth Dennis, you know what I'm saying, and how he matches up against Terrence Crawford, because a lot of people are talking about that. And we're gonna come back and talk about um, how will Shakur fare in that fight, man? Because there's a lot of people going for Shakur right now. They think he got a pretty good chance. And what's his name? Keyshawn Davis did an interview with on Mills Boxing. That shit was funny. That shit was funny as hell. That dude really want a shot at Tank, but the thing is, shit, he knows he got to go through Frank Martin. So shit is crazy, man. It's like these dudes they don't want to go through they don't want to go through the legacy fights. He got Andy Cruz down there. That he need to go take care of his business, handle his business, bro. What I'm saying? Stop trying to shoot for the money when you know you're not going to get it. Now, I'm not saying he can't say it, but stop acting like somebody owe you shit, bro. You got to go fight the fights, right? Yeah, yeah, Jeff. But yeah, we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about all this shit. Terrence Crawford had a great interview too, on All Smoke podcast. We're gonna come back. I'm gonna have that, and with Terrence Crawford talking about negotiations between him and Errol Spence Jr. Um, and that was a pretty good damn interview with him and Ward. And we're gonna talk about all that when we come back. You know what I'm saying? I have time to put it on wax so we can all see it. All right, yeah, I see y'all, man. Y'all stay blessed. You know what I'm saying? Stay positive. I know I brought everybody down with this bullshit, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Peace, y'all.